I love these things. I hope I finish mine and not have some random person I don't know quilting my quilts and I'm in heaven going, what? 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 They did what? Not that I would care if I'm in heaven, but you know what I mean. Hey, this is Lorena. I wanted to do, I guess, a antique quilting workday. When I was quilting this quilt, which I finally finished, I've had it up here for like 4 weeks, I think, maybe 2 months. And I kind of procrastinated in doing it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I densely quilted the quilt, and just to do 1 row took an hour. So finally finished it. So I did 3 rows. So it took 5 hours to quilt this quilt. It's a lot of time. One of the reasons I densely quilted it is because it is an antique quilt. It's beautiful. Look how beautiful she is. And she is 1-inch squares. And it, oh my God. And she's about a large twin size quilt. But look, it's all hand pieced. All of it. It's beautiful. You cannot imagine how many little tiny squares are in this thing, and I believe they're 1-inch squares. It is beautiful. I bought it in an antique store, and honestly, I kind of need to not go to the antique store no more because I think they've chattered about me and now they're raising up their prices, which makes me a bit upset. So I paid $100 for this quilt. And before, when I was going to the antique store, I was getting quilts for like 30 bucks. And yeah, I'm sure no one else is buying those quilts that I have found there. I have found about 2, 4, 6. I have found about 8 quilts there. And as I've gone, each time I buy a quilt there, the price goes up more and more. This was one of the most expensive. I would have not bought it. As a matter of fact, I was walking around the antique store fighting with myself to not buy it because it was so high. But those little tiny beautiful 1-inch squares, I couldn't leave it there. Yeah. She is dipping right there, and she's dipping right there. There's a lot of bias there. So what we're gonna do to not dip, we're going to kind of work this fabric up a bit, kind of. And this is kind of, you see me? I dipped it up a bit, pulled it up a bit. So it was like this, so you can see the shift. And you can see the line, and so we're gonna dip it up like this. Oh, let's see. And then we're gonna get a beautiful steam and iron, and we're gonna steam it. So it got stretched somehow. So this line is very important. We're gonna keep an eye on that one. And this is when, while you're rolling your quilt, be mindful of this, because if not, it'll dip more and more, and then see, it's not dipping anymore all of a sudden, but it's still dipping over here. We're gonna pull her up here, and you don't want to pleat this beautiful quilt at all. So we're gonna go ahead and just kind of like love her and just kind of soothe her into submission. Kind of see how she's puddling right there, but I'll show you what I love. She's not listening to me. And so I'm going to kind of just rub her across. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do in a minute to get her to submit to me. I want you to also know that this place was a mess because it was at the same time I was building this. I felt like since it's quilting and it takes an hour, I needed to do something else, and that something else was organizing the space. I got rid of the black shelf, and so I was going through all the drawers and organizing them into my Alex drawers and using these drawers. I want a straight line. I don't know if you can see it. think I kind of went too much in dipping this. That's why it's puddling so much. So I'm gonna rub her, and then I'm gonna steam her, not pull, just rub. Rub her gently. Get more out of her, huh? So in the midst of chaos, I was long arming, and that's why I love the computerized system. It sets you free from being on top of the machine, and it gives you the ability to accomplish other tasks. I love my computer, but she costs a lot, but in the long run, she's worth it. When I was sewing, it kind of buckled on me, but watch this. You see the buckling? You can literally just rub it down and kind of like work the quilt a little bit. Gently. Do not tug like I am. It's kind of, I want this line to be as straight as it can be. The line is pretty decently straight now. Alright, I finished row, I think I'm on row 4. Really beautiful it's quilting. You see, after I fixed that area where it was leaning, it's not leaning as much. That day was done, I was so exhausted that I couldn't even do one more thing. I just didn't finish the bottom row, which is not the most smart thing to do. But I finished the bottom row yesterday, which is a couple days for you. A beautiful, I love this design. It's locking in that beautiful piecing by a lot of quilting. Isn't she beautiful? Look at that quilting. More densely quilt, the better on these type of quilts, I promise. This way the piecing doesn't fall apart on you because it's hand pieced. The pink and the bright magenta, is that the color? But I couldn't not take it. So what I did is I added a beautiful avocado colored fabric in here. It's a bit more modern than the quilt itself, but I think it's just gonna zhuzh her up, zhuzh her. All right, so I just wanted to share this with you. No, you're comfortable. Come on, I'm done. Let's get out of here. Come on. Come on. The door's open. We gotta leave. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna leave you then. Bye. 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 Cookie, come on. Ugh, stupid dog. Come on. The room is dark. Ugh. Cookie, do you expect me to carry you? Let's get out of here. Come on. Come on. Come on, we're leaving. Do you want me to carry you? Is that a... Look, she's shaking. It's cool, Mama. Alright. I have to carry the quilt. Let's go. Walk down. Come on, let's walk down. What is it with you? Come on. Please help me. Are you waiting for me to go? You won't go unless I go? So if I step down, you'll step down? Look at her, look at her. Why? Why you like that? Stay, stay. Shoot. You don't need to be up here. Why? Alright, we gotta go. I have to take the quilt up downstairs. She's up butt head. No, don't go in your room. No. She's like, I'm cold and you're taking too long. You're annoying me. I really do appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.